Hey there. So, about 2 weeks ago, I decided to start making this worksheet, and its main purpose is to help with the whole process of asking questions and targeting the right people. People you don't want to ask too many times and have them find out that you're in the program, or maybe they just don't ever answer, and it would be a waste of time to send them a request. We'll get to this sheet later, but this is one of the most important ones. The link that I'll provide, you're welcome to take a look at the book. In fact, I encourage you to, but there are a couple things to be aware of. One is that it has external links, which you'll see in a second, so don't be frightened of that. And there's also some VBA code, but I assure you that nothing wrong is going on, and you can take a look at the code yourself without even activating it. So these are just little tasks that I have that keep me on track. I don't think I'll ever finish all of them. Here's the news tab. It's far from complete, but it's got all the big names in you name it. I mean, you can divide it up into any category. You got your aggregators like Drudge, Google News, Yahoo. Then you have US, World, and so on. Just about every category. And these are just direct links to the website, but what's much more important is on this tab, I need to scroll up a little, it's the real-time updating, or when you actually click the button, it's real-time. It will update all the headlines for numerous websites, some of the ones you just saw on the other page, and I'm still adding plenty. But just to give you an idea, I'll select everything here and take a look at the headlines as they change. It might take a minute though, so I'm going to hold my breath here and count. This won't work because it would move cells in a table on your worksheet. I don't know what that was talking about, but it still did the updating, so I'll figure out what that little error was. I'm sure it wasn't anything major. And there's also a related sheet that's in the works. It's just going to give me the top 5 headlines from each, just so I don't have to read through everything. Usually the most important ones come at the top anyway, so we'll see. Next is the category sheet, and pretty straightforward. I just look for all the different routes that I can find out what categories are on Quora, and there's plenty of ways to do that. And so far, I've got over 1,000 in between this workbook and my OneNote. But the most important ones are already here, the ones that have the most subscribers. So that's just stuff to give you, just resources to help you think of questions. Next, this is another one that's in the works, and I don't know how far I'll go with it, but it's just the advertisers that you'll actually see on Quora, and I just jotted down their names and looked to see what they did. This may or may not be useful, depending on how Quora actually pays out. I'll see. I'll have to do a little math and see if it actually pans out like that. Next is, I'm going to skip down here. This one's another in the works. It's not very good. I'll probably get rid of it, but it's just how do you start off questions. For example, here's one. What kind? How do? All sorts of things like that. And it just gives you different angles to look at the same question, I guess. I did experiment with this contractor service like Fiverr. I hired somebody to write up a few questions, and they did an alright job considering that they never used Quora before, and I asked them to be a specialist in Indian culture because I don't know very much about it, so I figured I'd cover my bases. Anyway, Um, that's just another topic for another time, but this is kind of a template for how that worked out for me. Then we go over to stats. To get this, you have to go to the partner program page and scroll all the way down. And depending on how many questions you have, that could take an hour or more. And I had to automate the process of scrolling down because it took so long. Anyway, I currently have this out of order, but it's going to calculate the different numbers that may be relevant. We'll see. It was a huge pain to put this one together. Alright, so we're coming up on the 6-minute mark. I'm going to go ahead and show you the most important sheet so far. And that is the one that takes the data from the website and plugs it in here, and then I'm able to see who the people are that I've been asking questions to all this time. The process is pretty straightforward, although it might look a little cryptic because my instructions aren't that great. But right here, if I was keeping track, that's how many rows, or which row the paste would start on, because I have to paste it in here. This runs on Visual Basic, but I also have a programmable mouse, so the mouse takes over for a little bit, but hopefully I'll be able to get both of them working together. Or actually, just the VBA by itself. Anyway, so this resets everything. Or it's supposed to reset everything. Alright, there it goes. Anyway, what I need to do is, since I was just using it, I need to take a couple questions off the top and hit this button. And for some reason I set breakpoints and it's taking a while, but hold on one second. There we go. Okay, it's bringing up a box. And hit OK, press play, and that's useless information, but there it takes off 2 from the top. And as you can see, or maybe you can see, this is the next question in the list. Over here on my other screen, I have Chrome open, and you won't be able to see the full process, I'm afraid. Anyway, I'll go ahead and press the magic button and you'll see how it works here. There, and it pastes it into this region right here. The dates are always stupid. I mean, I can fix them really quick, but I need to get it automated as well. Anyway, so this can go on forever. It really takes about, I don't know, 5 seconds per. And that works out pretty good in the long run. Although, depending on how many questions you have, it could be a headache no matter what. And here's another one. Once again, there it goes. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to cut it short here. I take this, cut it, go to my next sheet, and I have to paste it right here. And I'm just going to run through it. There it goes. That's it. That's how it works. And I'll be glad to answer any other questions if you're interested in looking at the sheet. I think that it has some definite things that you'll find useful. Let me see if it'll cut me off here or not. The way I have it arranged right here, for example, you can see there's like 20,000 people so far. It's just a lot of data to go through. But for instance, this guy Chuck Rogers here, I've sent him 12 requests and he's responded 1 time. So that's the response rate. Anyway, I'm going to cut it off right here.